Hi guys, welcome to Old Dog Minis. This time I'm going to be painting the Dread Warrior from the base game system for HeroQuest. And if you like what you see, hit the like button. If you want to see some more, hit subscribe. And if you want to share it with someone else, that would be great too. Okay.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Not exactly the most complicated paint job in the world, but still, had a bit of fun with it. You can see here I'm doing my usual thing of starting at the outside and working my way in. There were 4 of these minis in the box, and this is my first one, which I is how I usually roll with these things. I paint a test one and then maybe modify things a little afterwards for the rest of them. In this case, for example, I changed up the colour of the cloak and the trim a little, different reds, tried out different reds just to see which one looked better. Started with Slaughter Red and worked out from there. The other thing I did was I changed the way I painted the mouth in the shield, which that came out looking a bit better in the other 3. But basically it's the usual thing. Painting the with the speed paint, always rule number 1 is try and keep it as controlled as possible. Paint within the lines, like paint by numbers or a colouring book. It's very, very important to try and keep that paint away from places you don't want it to be. The end result ends up being a bit drab because it's all basically fairly monochrome apart from the cloak. Got a few little bits here and there. I mean, the guy's in full armour. You want it to look as good as possible, but there's only so much you can do with, you know, a suit of armour that's basically monochrome. But, they still make a good figure. They've still got lots of little detail bits in them, and even though the armour's all one colour, basically, it still ends up looking pretty reasonable. Just some touch-ups there in between. I'm still testing out this new microphone, the Shure MV6 that I picked up. I've upped the input volume this time because it was a bit low last time apparently. And because I'm deaf, I didn't notice. I'm not completely deaf, I'm just a bit deaf because I'm old and I listened to a lot of loud music when I was younger, so self-inflicted. Now, back in the real world, I've got a whole 5 miniatures to go and I'll have finished all of the HeroQuest minis and expansion minis. I'm rather looking forward to painting the last one, which will be the dragon on a pedestal from the Crypt of Perpetual Darkness expansion. But in the meantime, I've actually noticed how much I've improved, not just in the actual physical skill of painting, but in my confidence, the fact that I'm willing to make more mistakes now actually than I was before, while still being actually more careful. I know that sounds like a weird contradiction, but the last couple of dozen minis that I've painted, I've not been so worried about making mistakes. And if I have made mistakes, I've been much more confident about it, dealing with them, whether it's wiping it off, touching it up with a bit of white to cover it up completely, or just leaving it there as a bit of physical gunge in the world of the miniature. Tried to mix it up a little by painting the shield and the mace in a different metallic. This is Enchanted Steel, whereas the armour is in Broadsword Silver. It mixes it, but it ends up looking very similar, maybe a little bit darker in the Enchanted Steel. The final touches are coming up. If you want to grab any of the products that I've used, I have links to quite a few of them down in the description below, so it would help out a lot if you would use those links to go and buy them. I definitely recommend the speed paint as being the easiest way to get a volumetric effect on your minis, to make them look varied with the least amount of effort. So I would definitely recommend the starter set from Army Painter or the Most Wanted as being a good starting point for that. At any rate, you don't pay any more for them, but I will get a slight commission, and it really does help support the channel. You can see here I'm just finishing off with some red on the mouth and the eyes. And there we go. Next time will be the dwarves, heroes from the base game and the First Light version of the game. And in the meantime, have fun. I'll catch you next time. Bye.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.